Hello everybody, this is Michael from Asia Virtual Solutions. Today we're going to be looking at super easy ways to save money on your paid captcha services when using GSA Search Engine Ranker. I'm actually going to show you two ways you can save money on paid captcha services. And in these times of COVID and pandemics and stuff, I think we can all do a bit of saving money. So let's get started. Let me open one of my VPSs and I'll show you. Most people normally think that the captcha option here is the only way that you can control the captchas for your projects. You can to some degree control it from here, but you see it's very little. You have basically just three options. How many times to resolve it, how many times to try and solve it, and if it do follow, no follow. And then for some like to captcha, you can specify a couple of more things here. The most useful here is the timeout normally. A timeout. This you can set to around 120, don't leave it on 0. 120 is more than enough time. If it takes longer than that, it's best to drop it. Okay, so you can also sort the order. So the GSA capture breaker, that's free. Anti-gate paid, two captchas paid, and text capture solver is paid. So let's look at an easier way. So in the normally, if you don't want to use one of these, you can only uncheck it. So if you uncheck them, or you can make them do follow, or you can say only for PR, certain PRs they should be used. But PR these days are very unreliable, and unless you have a third-party service that can assign a virtual PR to your list, PR is not very good to gouge by. So I'm going to show you actually a better way today that you can control the captchas for your projects. So let's look at some of these products here. We have a bunch of 2 tiers. I think there's a 3-tier project here. And down at the bottom we have one of Asia Virtual Solutions 7-tier projects, 1, 2, 3, and then again 1, 2, 3, and a 4th tier. Now, for a big project like this, I would like to use my paid captchas on level 1, maybe level 2, but not on these really low tier 3 and tier 4. For these we'll be okay just using our GSA captcha service, captcha breaker, sorry. Unless, of course, you have a lot of money and you want to use paid captcha on everything. Or we could say, okay, on tier 3, I still want to use the paid, but only for, say, do follow sites. If you have just a 2-tier, then I would use the paid captchas for the top tier, and the 2nd tier, no, maybe only for certain conditions, like they should be do follow, and you want to use the paid captchas only for hard to solve. So you're wondering, okay, so how do you set all of this now? You cannot go and set it in the options for the project. So what you do in the project is, let's say for instance this 2-tier I'm on here now, I want to change tier 1, should be all the captchas. Okay, so we just open the tier. Just give me a second, I think I did click on it to load this tier. Come on, there you go. Let me make it a little bigger. Okay, so what you do is you go to the Options tab. This is the Data tab, the Article Manager, and we want to be Options tab. Now, do you see the second thing here is all services for captchas? What this means now here is everything that is in the options here, all of that, it will use all of those to fill the captchas. Okay, but we want to change this. So if you click on this, you will see something. There's a different option. So I think there's 6 times that you have to click, and we want to come to the very last one, which is ask you, not this one, not this one. We want to be to this one, ask user service in custom order. See, now this pop-up came here when I reached the last one here. Let me just close this and show you again. Okay, so if you, this is where it normally is. So you click, I think it's 6 times, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, oh God, where should it go now? Where did I hide it now? Okay, we just, let me just second, ask users, okay. Sorry, I closed it before. It should be on the 6th or the 7th click, but you want this one, ask user or service in custom order. And if the pop-up doesn't come, click on the right of this here. Click, and that will show the pop-up now. It disappeared because I closed it early on. Okay, so remember we're on tier 1 here now, and here now you can see in this pop-up window we have a lot of control over here. So we can say, okay, we want all of our, on the moment it's all checked, see all of our captcha services is here, and I can say even for text captcha solver, click on it, and then down here you can change it now. I want to use it for do follow and no follow request. You can say, okay, so 2 captchas are paid also. Okay, so basically these are all that we need, everything. We want everything to go for our tier 1, and we can say, okay, we want to try at least 2 times before we give up. And this is also the order of priority. So first we will try to serve it, we'll try to get the captcha, we'll try to process it with captcha breaker first, and then anti-gate. This anti-gate is basically enumerated with X-evil. So, but don't break your head on that one now. The third one is our paid captcha service. So, and the last one is text captcha solver, which is also a paid one. So you can change the order. See, if I click up here now, it will go up. If I click down, it will go down. But this following, or the first priority should be always your free captcha. So let's try to solve it first with GSA captcha breaker. If not, go to the next one, and then so forth down the list. Okay, so that's pretty easy now for the paid one, for tier 1. And you just click OK and you save your project. Now for tier 2, we might not want to use everything for tier 2 because we only want to focus on getting those tier 1 links, and this tier 2 is really just to help them get indexed. So tier 2 is not so important for us in this little 2-tier project of ours. So again, let's click here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, should be 7, yeah, 7th. Okay, for the 2-tier, I don't want to use my captcha breaker really, the paid one, but, so we can just turn it off. And I don't want to use the captcha solver either, so I don't want to pay money for the 2-tier captchas, but we will continue to use those 2 at the top there, which is my free ones. That one, like I said, is linked to X-evil on another VPS. So we'll say, okay, we'll use that. And X-evil, with this one, I only want to use this for the hard captchas. So I don't want to waste too much time and bandwidth and stuff, so only for the hard to solve captchas. If you really want to use the paid captchas, then just go one down, and we can say we only want to really use the paid captchas on tier 2 for a do follow and for the hard to solve captchas, because the easy ones GSA captcha breaker should be able to solve. So ask user. No, we don't want to ask the user to solve it, and then we're just going to try one time. We're not going to want 2 times. PR, I never use that because it's not so reliable. Okay. So now we can see for, like I said, if we want to enable it, so enable that one, and if you want, but we said we only want it for do follow and only for the hard captchas. Hard captchas are the Google reCAPTCHA V1, V2, and lately they came out with a V3 as well, which is a real headache and a different story. So if you really want to save money, just disable the 2 captcha. I would keep text captcha solver, because a lot of the sites still use text captchas, but I will put a condition for the text captchas, use it only for the do follow site. Okay, the text captcha, I don't think there's hard and easy ones, they're all the same. And we don't want to try more than one time, because this is a computer that's solving it. If it didn't solve it the first time, it's not going to solve it the second time. Okay, so then we click OK. But I'm not going to update this now. Okay, so that you have for your 2 tiers there. Another option is, another way to look at it, look at this. This is a 7-tier project. So let's start from the bottom up. From the bottom up, I don't want to use any paid captchas, and I don't want to burn too much energy and resources to go for that. 3, 4, 5, 6, oh, 7. So I don't want to use text captcha, and I don't want to use do captcha at all. And anti-gate, this is going to execute, so I don't want to burn too much resources on this also, so we can say only for the hard captchas and only for do follow on tier 4. Okay, so these are free because this is shows anti-gate, but it's connected to my X-Eval. So that's what I'll do on tier 4. Captcha breaker, okay, we can leave it for everything because it's free in any way. But we don't want to waste too much time, so we're not going to retry if it failed one time. Okay, so this is how my tier 4 will look like. No paid captchas. Okay, and I'll just click OK to save it then. Let's go up now, tier 3. You can also just select 2 together here. If you have 2 tiers which you want the same, and then right click and set modify project, edit engines and options only. Okay, so now this is both those projects that we're adding at the same time. So we want to go to the captchas for that tier 3 and 3.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So by using these custom one, it will override the settings from over there, the main section. Okay, so tier 3, yes, we want GSA captcha breaker for everything. We want text captcha solver, but only do follow ones. 2 captcha, which is the paid one. We want, I don't know if you, I would say only for it's up to you. If you don't want to capture on this level, uncheck it. Basically, if I'm paying for 2 captchas, I will not use this one. Or if you want to use it, then only for do follow and only for the hard captures. Okay? We don't want to use it for everything, and we don't want to retry 2 or 3 times. Okay, so the tier 3 and 3.1, and then we click OK, and click OK again, and that will save for both those levels. Then same with the tier 2s. You can edit both of them at the same time. Modified, edit, single option. No, not that one, that one. Okay, so this is now tier 2, so it's almost as important as tier 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more time. No, one more time. Okay, for tier 2, I would again use the to capture will only you would have to decide which you want here. I cannot really. We will use all capture services. To capture, I don't know if you. This is tier 2, so I would say we still want to use it, but we only want to use it for the hard captures. We don't want any of the easy captures to be solved by that, because we have these 2 other ones that can handle easy captures. Okay, and I think for tier 2 we can make it for do follow only as well, because anything down there's no much use if it's no follow. Okay, so capture breaker, we just leave the default. Indicate, since it's free, we leave the default. Okay, and then you click OK, and OK again there. And then for your top tier, so I've got 2 top tiers here now. I'll modify the project, edit, there you go. So I'll go and, so I'm doing the options already. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more time. Okay, top tier, we want everything. Okay, so just check on everything that's checked. We sure as heck don't want to skip anything. You see text capture solvers here only for do follow, so let's uncheck that, because we really want everything. We want all battle stations blowing away when it's coming to tier 1. And we can say capture breaker, yeah, you can try 2 times. 2 times, and anti-gate, okay, you can try 1 more time. To capture, I don't like to retry things too much. Text capture, no. So this is how I'll do my tier 1. Excuse me. And you click OK. So basically what we're doing is we're overwriting that default settings on the main system. We can do it for each tier here. So by doing this, because because look at tier 4, there are so many links there, and it's sending so many capture requests to be solved. You're blowing away a lot of money, but you don't need that. The most important ones are the top tier. All the money should be in the top tier. The lower tiers, you have GSA capture breaker here. You don't have to go for anything else. The lower tiers are just there to help your index. Okay, so they are not the top priority. The top priority is tier 1. So that is now how you will, what you can do to save money. By specifically selecting engines for your projects based on the level they are in. If we just have 1 tier, then not much to select from here. Okay, and I told you that I have 2 methods that I will show you. Okay, let's now, for example, say this is a brand new project. Okay, I just added this project. Forget there's links here. Just think this is a brand project. Just for the sake of this video. Give me a second. Okay. When is captchas required? You need captchas when you create accounts. So when GSA Search Engine Ranker go out and register on websites to register an account, create an account on a website, they ask them for a captcha to verify that you are a real person and you are not a bot, a computer or something that's making fake accounts. So that is the only time it's going to ask you. It almost never asks you for a captcha when you're just making a post or making a comment or something. Yeah, comments might ask more often, but for Web 2.0s and stuff like that, it will ask you mainly for when you create an account. So since we're creating a lot of accounts, we might as well reuse those accounts because you can post more than one time to an account. So let's say these are all old accounts, and the top one is a brand new project that we have just added. So these projects below, okay, the first one here is looks like, okay, so we want to use the accounts from down here on that new site. So what we do is, you can either do it only for the top tier or for the lower tier. So what you do is just you right click, modify, import account data, and then over here you select from other projects. Where's it going now? Where did I go? Account data from other projects. So we want to import account data from all these other projects that we already have been running for months. And then here it will ask us which projects. Maybe you want them all to be relevant. So this first one is about cash flow shortcut. So you don't want to post Minnie Mouse ears, for instance. You don't want them to be mixed up with that content. So you want all these accounts that you now use to be all the same. So they're all niche relevant posts. So we can uncheck Mickey Mouse ears here. And coronavirus mask. It's got nothing. Excuse me. So we don't want a coronavirus mask. If you don't worry about mixed content, then keep them. Okay, the rest, profit, Bitcoin, it's all got to do with money. So we can keep all of those. Now we click OK. Okay, the next step, you don't want to import all the accounts. We only want the accounts that has got verified all. So you uncheck that box as well. We only keep the verified one. Okay, so down here, you don't have to do anything. And now you go like OK. And now it will import accounts, and when it's done, it will tell us how many accounts there are it imported. So we'll go to all those projects now. And by importing these accounts now, we can immediately start posting to the sites, and we don't have to register new accounts just to post. And by doing that, we don't have to fill in captchas, which save a lot of money. You're going to get your backlink just like you would if you paid with a captcha. So this can take a time depending on how many projects you have. So you see here now, I imported 63,569 accounts. How many captchas do you think it would have taken us to create all those accounts? A lot. So you could save a lot of money by just reusing the accounts. So we click OK. But because we now have accounts from different projects, there might be some duplicate ones. So we need to make sure that we go to import modify project. Sorry. When you import the accounts, it will also create a target all. So we now need to go and remove the target alls, remove duplicate alls. Okay, okay, there's no duplicate alls. Let's see for duplicate domains, modify, sorry, import target alls, remove duplicate domains. Okay, so we got some duplicate domains that is removed. I normally just like to leave the duplicate domains and use the alls. And that's it. That's all you have to do. Step 1, method 1 is use the selective captchas on each tiers. Don't only set it here and leave. That's it. Yeah, you can check everything by default, but to be selective, go to the options, like I said. I'll just walk you through briefly again. Go to the options, 7 times click on here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then select from here the options that you want for that tier. Click OK and OK again to update that project. So now this project will only select that. And second method is just right click on the thing, modify project, import accounts, account data from other projects. Maybe you want to delete, maybe these ones now have been running for a long time and you now want to delete these. Before you delete them, you can also modify, export account data. Just save it on a file over here. So next time when you create a new project, you can just import it from that file that you exported it to. Okay, so those are 2 methods that will help you a lot saving money for paid captchas. Okay, hope the video is of some help to you. Feel free to comment and let me know if you have any suggestions or any other ideas. Okay, thank you and have a good day then.